lean, mean beef top round roast on the Weber Kettle. I'm going to show you how to make it nice, flavorful, and juicy. Stick around to find out. Hey, welcome back to Burn Pit BBQ. I am Greg, and today I'm doing a top round roast on the Weber Kettle. Now, I had a cow butchered not too long ago, and one of these roasts came with the rest of the meat, so I'm going to go ahead and grill it up today. Now, one thing with the round roast, it's a pretty lean cut of meat, so you have to pay attention to it when you put it on the grill or the smoker. Today I'm just using a really simple rub, my all-purpose garlic seasoning. It's great on beef, great on vegetables, great on pasta. So I'm going to just pat down this round roast with a little bit of paper towel, and then I'm going to season it with my all-purpose garlic seasoning. Make sure you get all sides. You can use whatever seasoning you like on beef. I also like to use a little bit of my gunpowder homemade rub on beef. It gives it an extra little nice peppery kick, nice color bark as well. So you can go and just Google like gunpowder rub and make one for yourself. It has a little bit of activated charcoal. That stuff can get a little messy sometimes if you're doing it yourself, but that gunpowder rub has a little bit of cayenne pepper in there as well, so it'll give you a little bit of a spice. But use whatever rub you like on your beef. So today, again, I'm just going to be preheating my Weber Kettle to 225, 250. I'm using the snake method, using some Kingsford charcoal briquettes as well as some Jack Daniel's smoking wood chips. Now, I really like using the snake method on a little bit longer cook, so I don't have to really pay attention to having to replenish coals throughout, which can be a pain sometimes. But if you got a pellet grill or a smoker, go ahead and just set it to 225, and then make sure that you set a timer or you got a thermometer in there. That way that you keep track of that internal temperature. Today I'm going for about 135. I'm going to pull it off at about medium rare for this size roast, which is about 3 to 4 pounds. I would say it's probably going to take about 2 to 3 hours, and once we get the coals ready to go there, that'll just take a few minutes because I only got a few coals at the bottom to get that snake started. And we're about ready to go here, so I'm going to dump them out, and let's get this party started. It's finally a nice day here in Wisconsin. The sun's out. It's a little windy still, but at least it's not snowing or raining today yet. But I'm just getting the beginning of that snake started. I never really have had an issue with the snake method. It usually keeps temperature. I usually do 2 coals on the bottom, 1 on top, all the way around, about halfway around the kettle, and that usually keeps it between 225 and 250. Occasionally you'll have a spike up to about 300 if you get like an excess coal lit right away. But as you can see there, the coals are starting, and that will keep a nice even temperature all the way throughout this cook. Now, I like to err on the side of caution and put maybe a little bit more charcoal at the end, and I can always cut it off if I need to, if my cook is done, so I don't have to waste those coals. And just clean the grate a little bit. Make sure you start with a clean surface as this grill grate heats up. I'm also gonna I'll also oil it down once I get ready to put the meat on, but I want to make sure that grill gets up to temperature at 225 first. Now it's about ready to go here, so I'm going to place the meat right in the middle of that snake. So again, I got my trusty thermometer in there. It's not a Bluetooth, it's not a wireless, it's just a manual one, so I will have to check on this thing about every hour. the top round roast is very lean, so you got to make sure you watch it so you don't overcook it, otherwise you're going to dry it out. So here we're looking pretty good. That's about at the hour mark. You can see the crust is starting to form a little bit already. Well, actually, this one actually it looks like it's about done. So I'm actually just searing it up. So this is kind of, I'm gonna sear it on high heat right over the direct coals for about 1 to 2 minutes to have a nice crust on it. You don't have to do this, but like I said, it gives it a nice crust. If you got a little bit of juices on there, it'll help crisp it up a little bit. 1 to 2 minutes per side directly over the coals. You could also do this right at the beginning. You could do like the reverse sear where you're searing it off first and then you are letting it smoke until it gets to temperature. But look at that, nice crust. Like I said, that my all-purpose garlic seasoning is my go-to for beef, and I also like to add a little bit of my homemade gunpowder seasoning on there. And this is about ready to go, so I'm going to take it off and it's going to rest for about 15 minutes before I slice. Now you could definitely serve this with like some roasted veggies, some grilled asparagus, or a salad or something like that, but I like it's a lean cut of meat. So that point there, the end, we cooked a little bit quicker, so it's a little bit more done than I would prefer. But you'll see once I cut here in the middle that it's nice and juicy and pink in the middle, which is okay. So the ends, I don't mind a little bit crispy, dry ends there because you just mix it with some sauce. And you should be good to go. But you can see as I continue to slice into this roast, it gets nice and pink towards the middle. And then you just gotta pay attention to that. Still really nice and juicy. Make sure you're slicing against the grain. That way it'll be nice and pull apart when you're getting ready to eat. And you can also cook it to like medium well, 145-ish, but keep in mind this will dry out pretty quick, so you want to keep an eye on it. You can use whatever type of seasoning you like, but as you can see, it's nice and pink in the middle there, nice and juicy. Perfect for what I'm looking for. We'll probably make some sandwiches or just for dinner tonight, or we'll just put it on some salads or something like that. Like I said, the top round roast is a lean cut, so if you're looking for maybe a little healthier version of some beef, try it out. But yeah, so the ends were a little nice and crunchy, which I don't mind at all. Good flavor still, nice smoke ring on there, still juicy enough for me. I don't mind it. But like I said, you just gotta keep an eye on those ends. That's gonna cook quicker and be maybe a little bit drier, more done than the middle. But overall, solid cook. I like the top roast. It's a especially lean cut of meat and very versatile. So go ahead and make sure you cook it to the perfect temperature and try out whatever rub or seasoning you like. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, appreciate it, and keep on grilling.